Yo, Joe!
Hello everyone and welcome to another figure review. Today we have Torpedo and oh boy, am I excited for this figure. I think he's at the top of my list in terms of most anticipated from this wave, and well, let's get straight into it. We do have some Easter eggs to cover with this package art, mostly dealing with these weird noodle creatures. As you can see, they're emerging from these pipes or natural sort of tunnel formations or whatever you want to call them.
Gotcha! Come Torpedo, baby! Torpedo! What's your situation? Over! Lousy! Request permission to wheel and deal!
There is Torpedo on that submarine that we mentioned in the shipwreck review. We have the accessories there at the corner, G.I.Joe classified at the top. A very nice portrait or art of the character. We have his full name down here. As you can see, his name is Edward Leialoha. I hope I said that correctly. Torpedo is his nickname, and Torpedo is a Hawaiian citizen. At least I think that's what the file card says on the vintage one. And then on the side over here we do have some that same portrait just on the side, sort of extended, number 73 of the line. And then we have the other side with the QR code. I don't think the G.I.Joe website is still up, it's still down, unfortunate. But yeah, there's the back. We get another look at the figure and the accessories, and then we get close-ups of different little things of the figure. That being said, I think we need to bring in something else for this review. And that little something is a vintage form of the character. So if you can spot him from here, go ahead and see if you can see him, but I already have my eyes on him. He is right over here. And here we have him, very lovely. We'll set him aside, he'll join us for the entire review. I think I'll have a separate comparison video comparing our vintage to the classified. But that being said, enough talking, we'll go ahead and open this guy up. And here we go. Exciting things, seeing the figure itself from the packaging. And as usual, we get the case with the Torpedo name, the number, G.I.Joe logo, and the handle at the top. And go ahead and crack that open. And oh, the back piece is already out of the bag here, and the magazine too, which is sort of stuck on there. I'm not sure if that's normal for every other Torpedo, but yeah, these are not in the bag unless the bag ripped, and it seems to be closed. Oh, never mind, it is open. Whoops, factory error, exclusive Torpedo. Yeah, I think that's about everything in the bag, just to make sure. Yeah, I think that's everything. Well, it kind of works out. Now I have this cool wax paper as the bag. I think that's worth keeping already. Put accessories in there. And then we do have the figure itself with the black and white portrait of that same art that we saw on the packaging. Very cool. Let me get this guy out of here and then we'll take a closer look at him. Alright, so here we have not a few, but all of his accessories, and I think this is a very good package deal we are getting here for what the price is now. I don't even know where to start. We'll start with the basic, smaller stuff. We'll start with the knife. And here it is. It has that kind of, I don't know if this is normal, typical for like scuba divers to have this sort of knife with this kind of razor at this side, kind of thing going on, but yeah, there that is with the red handle. Looks very nice, and it is a new sculpt. We'll go on with the assault rifle or submachine gun, whatever you want to call it, and there it is. It looks very nice. I really love this rifle. I don't know why. I like smaller, compact rifles. And there's a magazine which should have a sculpted kind of bullet. You can slightly see it there. And yeah, some regular magazine. And that goes in nicely. And not very loose, but not too tight either. So that's nice. And yeah, it's not very warped. Pretty straight. So yeah, I really like this rifle. And you can put blast effects on it, so that is another plus. We then move on to our harpoon gun, and this is very cool, but I do wish maybe an actual string would have been nice, or if the harpoon at the front was sort of detachable, that would have been nice too. But this works as well, and then you do have this sort of strap that can loop around his arm. And there you go, he can grip it from there. Very basic, you know, some silver at the harpoon itself, and then we get yellow for the strap. So very cool accessory for a scuba diver or diver kind of character. And then these are the most exciting things, I think, for this character. I mean, you obviously need the flippers, and they have this cool design on them with some red. And not much at the bottom, but it still has sort of treads, I guess you could say. And you do have some letters there, so this goes on the left. This one should have an R. Yep, this goes on his right foot. Also with that red paint, and the same thing at the bottom. Very nice looking, and they are very, you know, pliable, flexible plastic, so it's not gonna rip off or anything. And yeah, that's very cool. If you can get some cool motions with the flippers, like going like this in the water, that'd be very cool. And then we do get the back piece, and yeah, it's a flat gray for this area here, which I'm not sure what it is. Those of you who are diver experts or something can go ahead and let me know, because yeah, I mean, I live in Texas, we have no water here. And then we do have sort of a clip system here for the rifle itself. This rifle, not the torpedo gun, maybe it does fit there, and then just a plain black sort of oxygen tank. This is the system going on here. Yeah, I think these are the oxygen tanks. And then we do have his oxygen mask. So there that is, very cool. Also a very pliable plastic, very soft, and yeah, some nice shiny sort of glint to the goggles there, some nice simple red, and then some more gray on the mask there. But yeah, very nicely sculpted. The figure itself is very nice. It's again, a lot of smooth articulation throughout this guy. I did not try this. Yep, very smooth. But yeah, arms go out about that much, and then he is on the double dumbbell joints at the top of the head, and then in the neck, and then at the bottom of the neck, so you know you can swivel the neck down below and then the head on top. He does look down quite a bit. I mean, not too much, but there's that. He does look up a few amount, and then there is some head pivoting in there, and then as mentioned, the arms to go up about that much, and then down that much. It could go further, but he does have his additional overlay on top on his chest, so yeah, those get in the way of the arms going a little bit more in, but honestly not a big deal. He does have butterfly joints. Yeah, not the most range, but you get some range there, and then you do get some cool bicep swivels, which don't have any kind of gap going on, and it looks smoother with that sort of rounder cut rather than the straight cut like we saw with Shipwreck. I think Classify should go back to doing this sort of thing, because I know they did that straight cut with, I believe it was Dusty, and that same body mold just had that weird straight cut rather than, you know, the more natural sort of bicep swivel there. We do get double jointed knees, very nice, and then both hands hinge vertically. So yeah, they hinge vertically, so up and down as such. And then we do get a waist swivel, which is very smooth, and I think it's the most range I've seen out of the classified figure. And then we do get some ab crunch and some back. So all together our back and all together forward, that much. He does kick forward pretty good. And then he is on the hip joint, the drop down hips, so a kick up a little bit more. Some upper thigh cut there at the sort of strap of these other holsters here. And then we do get double jointed knees, very nice. And then we do get a sort of boot swivel, even though he doesn't have a boot swivel. But it is kind of nicely hidden where it's at this weird seam of the suit. So, you know, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it didn't have a swivel, but then I moved it and I was surprised. And then his foot will go back, up, and he will ankle pivot. So that is very nice. And now we'll take a closer look at the figure itself. Well, first things first, let's take a good look at his head sculpt, which I think they did a very good job with him. And yeah, that does not disappoint. Paint application is pretty clean. That photo Riotech, whatever technology they're calling it, works very well with classified. Yeah, that just looks awesome. The wrist here has another sort of device here. A sort of sonar radar going on there, and then some gray there and some red. We get some more red on his other sort of vest piece over here, a little pouch there, some more red here at the belt, and not much else other than this being the first sort of super tight skin suit or bodysuit that we've seen, because you know, divers do have those tight bodysuits, and I think it translates well in this figure. You see all the musculature within, and that is very cool all throughout, just very cool. And obviously there isn't a lot of sort of wrinkles because it's that tight of a suit, so that's very cool. You get a hole on the other strap back here, and that's cool. But yeah, I think that's as much as you can get out of this guy. I mean, this is pretty much two colors, black and this sort of whitish or grayish. And yeah, you don't get much. The feet do have cool little like design on them for the shoes or boots, whatever divers wear. Very cool. That being said, let's go into some weapon storage, shall we? So we do have a spot for the knife here, and I believe that goes in this way. So very nice, that looks cool. We do have his flippers, so I might as well put these on now. And yeah, they go in easy. And they still have the hole at the bottom, so you can use a stand on them in case you are struggling to stand them up. But let's be honest here. The flippers themselves act as a sort of stand. They are a bit pliable, so they're not the strongest stand, but let's see. Look at that. Just no effort whatsoever. But yeah, this should be an easy figure to stand up, and you know, people shouldn't worry too much about that. We have the back piece, and this will go in, hopefully all the way into the other hole in the back. There that goes. Very nice, very nice. And then we do get his face mask, which should just go over his head. Oh my god, this is just awesome looking. I'm like trying to process. Even my cricket friends over there are turning up the volume. They're like, yeah, this figure is awesome. I agree, crickets, I agree. Yeah, that just totally covers his face. There's no skin tone in view. I mean, obviously a little bit there, but oh my god, this is an amazing looking figure. I'm just gushing all over this figure. And then we do get a clip here for the rifle, so you can store it that way. And then obviously he will be holding his harpoon gun, but let me see if we can attach this here for storage. Maybe, maybe not. No, it doesn't seem like it. Or you can force it in there, but it's not really meant for this. It's mostly meant for this. And I don't think there's a specific way of porting this other than, yeah, I mean, whichever way feels correct. So there that is. Very cool storage. These straps are a bit loose, not this one, but this one with the knife is a little loose. As you can see, it just kind of wobbles around. There would be the tightest part because it's the widest part of his thigh. But yeah, if you want to hide that upper thigh sort of cut there, yeah, that also works. Here we have him in a pose, pretty basic, simple. We do have that yellow strap, which I mentioned, does wrap around like his arm, so that could be its storage. And yeah, I'm in love with this figure. Here we have the vintage counterpart, pretty similar in terms of, you know, aesthetics go. But yeah, I'll leave that for its own individual video later on. But yeah, I love this translation from vintage to classified. So putting him aside for now, why do we have two other Joes right next to him? When he was announced, I had the idea that this would be a great body for any G.I. Joe in order to have him in this sort of scuba diver outfit. And by that I mean remove the current head, and we'll do that now. Remove the head, and we grab Dusty here, remove that. And if the ball joints are the same, which, yep, that clicks in, and now you have Dusty in a sort of diver suit. The heads are a bit bigger, they scale a bit bigger than Torpedo's because his is in this weird diver gear, so it makes his head smaller. But you can definitely make that work with other characters that have probably smaller heads. But yeah, let's see, out back here. But yeah, that fits in there, but you can see it's also kind of a big head. So that's an option, and it's kind of unfortunate that the other Joe's heads are kind of bigger. But you know, for a simple display or something quick, and you know, it all comes down to angles and all that stuff. I think some people may be able to make it work, buying multiples and, you know, having them all in this sort of diver gear. I think that'd be cool. I know some people have already done it. They bought more than one and they did that exact thing. But yeah, when this guy was announced, I was like, ooh, that would be cool to interchange heads with other Joe members and see, well, yeah, just other Joe members in this kind of suit. So there's that. There's a little test drive with other figures. Let's go ahead and move on to my final thoughts on the figure. So I'll say this is one of the best classified Joes that we've gotten, and yeah, I am like not surprisingly, but I am just amazed at what they're able to do. Obviously they fixed their articulation problems. We have much smoother joints this time around and no gaping biceps. So it's looking good for classified, and I really love this figure. It just looks good. I just wish I had like some sort of system to put them into water and then, you know, record or take pictures of it in the actual water. But this works for me for now. I'm also getting extreme nostalgia from this figure when it comes to the Metal Gear Solid franchise. The first Metal Gear Solid game sort of introduces you to this character, and he is just wearing this sort of wetsuit, scuba diver gear, and then you jump into the game, and then you go throughout the game and all that stuff. But that first initial introduction, Torpedo kind of captures that, and I just really love this figure for that. When I was growing up, he was also one of the first I think it was the 25th anniversary figures that were coming out during that time. One of the first figures was Torpedo himself. I've long lost all of the accessories for that figure, and I don't know where it is. But yeah, this figure really much is a good job from Hasbro, and as you can clearly see, I really don't know what to say. It's a stellar figure. I recommend people to pick it up. He is a 10 out of 10 for me. I have had no issues with it. The storage is amazing. The accessories are amazing, and it all functions well as an action figure. Highly recommend this figure. Do not skip on it. I think that will do it for my review. There's nothing more I can say other than buy it and see for yourself. That being said, I hope you all enjoyed my figure review, and I'll see you guys in a future video.